Hello, hi guys, welcome to the Two Dogs Podcast. I'm Dr. Ellie here.
And I'm Dr. Inky. Welcome to the podcast, Two Medical Doctors. We sometimes speak on
We
medical
are
stuff.
going to talk about medical and we're going to talk about all sorts of rubbish also.
Oh yeah, so mostly rubbish.
Yeah,
right?
mostly rubbish.
Entertaining rubbish.
Entertaining rubbish that is somewhat educational if you
Educational as well.
pay attention.
So what are we talking about this week?
So we've always said we like to skirt around medical, and somehow I'm also skirting around medical.
Interesting.
This week, we're going to talk about 3 reasons why women get a breast implant.
Interesting.
And none of it has got to do with the guy.
Oh, interesting. Even more interesting.
More interesting, right?
Yeah.
We always thought they do it for the guys, right?
I always thought they do.
I always thought they did it for the guys, but apparently they don't give
They do it.
2 hoots about the guy.
Interesting, huh?
So, reason number 1, life events.
Life
Events. So, while the most common reason why most people get it done is because of breast cancer.
Yes.
So once you have your mastectomy is when you have got
When
cancer,
you-
then
when
you
you
remove,
remove the breast
then
tissues.
you've got no breast, then you reconstruct a breast tissue. But also events that changes their life, such as pregnancy. So there are a certain amount of some segments of women after the child is born, many years down the line. So it's not immediate, but many years down the line, the breast tissue has changed.
Correct.
Because of pregnancy
And breastfeeding.
The density of the breast tissue has changed, and they don't feel ladylike anymore.
That's true.
They feel woman-like, they feel mother-like, but they don't feel ladylike anymore. And these are some of the life events that actually will prompt a woman to take a path to consider doing breast implants.
Yeah, that's right. So there is actually a very famous term for it. It's called a mummy makeover.
Mommy makeover.
Yeah. So mummy makeover usually consists of 2 things. All right. One is the breast implants.
And the other one
And the
is
second one
the
is
tummy tuck.
actually a tummy tuck. Yes, that's right.
So what is
Whereby there's a little bit of flabby tissue or a little bit of flabby skin, right, at the belly because of the expansion of the belly during pregnancy. So what they want, so what they do is they remove the excess skin and then they do a nice stitch there.
Now, maybe 10 over years ago, these were all quite taboo topics.
Yes.
When people talk about it, it was always about, oh, you're so vain.
Correct.
Embrace what life gave you.
Yeah. People always say, you know what? It's
part of life.
It's part of life. You know,
Like,
everyone goes.
go
through it already.
exercise lah, it will disappear.
Correct.
But truth be told, right? And a lot of times it's not as simple. I'm also at fault to think that it was simple for a woman to lose weight post pregnancy.
No, it's not as simple.
It's not as simple. So it's not just about fat. There are scar tissues,
Stretch
stretch
marks.
marks, which you cannot just rely on plain exercise or dieting. Not all the time. Not all the time.
Yeah,
Even if you do, there will still be some sagginess somewhere.
I totally agree with you. Even there are a few women that actually know after pregnancy and after they've completed breastfeeding, actually not while they're breastfeeding, but after they've completed breastfeeding, what happens is when you stop breastfeeding, then all the mammary glands, all right, will start to shrink up.
Atrophy.
Right, they will atrophy, they will disappear, and then the fats as well will start to disappear because you do not need that much already because you're not breastfeeding anymore, right?
Correct.
And then this is when they realized, hey, my breast is sagging.
Yes.
Right, breast is sagging, and as you mentioned, it makes him less ladylike because part of their identity being tied to a woman or a female is having breasts.
Yes.
And
It
now-
differentiates. It's the most obvious differentiation between a woman and a man.
Correct.
Right? That is physically seen.
Correct.
That's physically seen, obviously seen. The breast tissue. Breast tissue.
It is.
Yeah, so truth be told, we're not being perverse here, but it's a true fact that by not having that or having a change in your tissue compound, your tissue density, your tissue texture, it does make a woman feel less ladylike.
Yes, less of a lady.
So hence, guys, if a woman actually says that, do take into consideration of how they feel, and it's not always just about they want to please you or want to show off to other men. All right, so it's still about them doing that. The other thing that ties in apart from this life event, also one of it is breast asymmetry. Some people are actually born with asymmetrical breasts, apart from life events causing you to have uneven ones after breastfeeding anyway. But some people are also born with asymmetrical breasts. So again, you imagine when you are in your most sexy moment, your most intimate moment, and it's not balanced, and then if a guy looks at you differently for that split second, just even though it's he doesn't mind, but he just goes, huh. Trust me, a girl will pick it up.
Correct.
A girl will pick it up. So hence, when they look into that, that's one of these considered life events that will actually prompt a lady to consider breast implants.
Correct.
Reason number 2, self-esteem and psychological issues.
Yeah. Actually, it does. So, do you know that one of the most traumatic experience when someone is diagnosed with breast cancer is the mastectomy?
Yes.
Right? It's the complete removal of the, even if it's a partial removal, right? It is the removal of breast tissue. And even though they know, right? Breast cancer survivors, you will know. Even though you know that this is a life-saving procedure.
Yes.
But you are emotionally and psychologically tied to your breast.
Yes.
So it makes that particular procedure, right, very traumatic.
Very traumatic.
Very traumatic.
Yeah, it's not just about saving cancer, but you're losing part of your womanhood.
Yes.
And that really eats into a person's self-esteem.
Correct.
Self-esteem, right? The other part of self-esteem is actually tied in with social perception. Social perception. So again, while it can be seen as a very shallow world, but if the world is what it is. The world is what it is. So
the world is what it is.
So being looked at in a nice way is actually good for a woman's self-confidence.
Correct.
But not being looked at all and being bypassed.
Yeah, it also affects
just because your breast is smaller than your
friend,
female friend, and the attention goes there. But you might be a very bubbly, you might have great personality, but the attention went there. It's actually hits on a person's psychological self-esteem. So that also is one of the things that can cause someone to feel so bad about themselves that they want to actually take the next step in improving their self-image and self-esteem.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Now, society has placed enormous value on a woman's breast.
The femininity, not
right?
just the breast. The feminism of a woman.
The feminism and the sexuality of a woman is tied to the breast.
Yes.
Right. And nowadays, in current perception, is we want or society wants the size to be of a certain size. If it's too small, right, then it's viewed as less sexual, less feminine, right? Now, if it's too large, then of course it's viewed slightly differently, all right? So, and the funny thing is, we always assume that it's men that
Determines
that
puts a value to it.
The value.
Yeah.
But you'll be surprised that women also,
Yeah.
they will determine the value as well. They will actually compare breast size.
Correct. So I've heard of more people, a woman, talking about another woman's breast size.
Yes.
Than a man.
Than men.
Truth be told, right? Women out there, when you're watching, right?
Men don't care your breast size.
We don't really.
Small breast, big breast, we ogle anyway. We will ogle anyway. It's okay, right? We will look.
Plus, it's rarely a topic of conversation.
Yes, and we rarely go, hey, you look at her. It's usually women that talk about it.
Yes, it's the women who actually talk about it.
Yes.
Yes, we men check it out.
Yes.
But when we sit down,
we don't discuss about
I've been questioned before many times.
Yeah,
What do you guys talk about? Do you talk about another woman's breast?
No.
No.
No, we almost never talk about other women.
Almost never talk about women's breast. We're too busy talking about
Other
politics,
things,
life,
yes.
money, sports.
Yep, totally agree.
I'm sorry if it makes you feel that we didn't pay attention, but anyway.
Yes, so it's generally a woman's breast. The topic is usually spoken
Among
by women.
Among women.
Yes.
So the insecurity or anything they feel is actually among themselves.
Right.
Among themselves. So their innate need to feel more confident, again, it's not wrong, but to make yourself feel better is one of the factors that actually drives in. All right. Now, the other one, the third one, which is also very interesting, is actually because of fashion.
Huh. As in, it's fashionable to have breast implants?
No, but when people make clothes, they don't make it for flat-chested people.
That is true.
You hardly see clothes that are popular with flat-chested women.
That is true actually.
They always make the clothes look sexy, curvaceous because a woman has a certain size breast.
Interesting.
So again, it's not us men who said, oh, that is the right size. It's the pictures they see, they scroll the photos, they see the clothes when they want to buy clothes, right? And they're scrolling. It's never a flat-chested woman
That is true,
depicted
actually.
inside.
That is true.
So whoever the designers and those places are, but it's the woman who looks at the photos and says and determines these clothes look good. When they buy and they put it on, why it doesn't look good? When they recheck, oh, she's got breasts, I don't have the same size as that, whether it's smaller or larger. But fashion has actually caused some amount of
Has contributed
to the insecurities of breast size.
I totally agree with you, because they actually frame what an ideal
What
woman
an
look
ideal
like.
woman should look
Yeah,
like, or at least for their fashion.
For
their fashion sense.
for their fashion sense, and because you look at it so regularly, you also want to have that kind of features.
Yeah, the only time you will notice a breast size is not important when it comes to handbags, shoes.
True.
Handbags, shoes, and cosmetics.
That's
They
right.
don't care. But when it comes to the
Clothings.
clothing, by and large, there will be some, unless it's oversized clothing like Gap and stuff, then they don't care what they use. But if you're talking about those who curvaceous one, evening gowns, summer wear,
Yes.
bikini wear, even lingerie. When's the last time you saw lingerie that's modeled by cup A's?
No, and the best-selling lingerie brand actually would guarantee that when you wear it, your cup size goes up.
Yeah, I know one of it. They fake the cup size.
Yeah, they fake the cup size.
Fake the cup size. So all your life you're known as a B, but when you buy, they tell you, you're a C.
Double D. Yeah, you're a D.
You're a D, huh? When?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
with us you're a D.
Exactly.
You feel good about
Yeah,
yourself.
it's marketing.
Hands. Alright, so hands, these are actually research one. I just couldn't remember all the research. But these are the top 3 reasons, right? Actually, why women would actually consider a breast implant. And again, it's not about men.
All right. Now, fun fact. I've spoken to a cosmetic surgeon before this, and I've asked him about breast implants.
Nice.
And I asked, generally, how large would a woman want her breast to be?
Oh,
All right.
Right.
And he told me, surprisingly, they only want it 1 cup size larger.
just one larger.
Just 1 larger. So if you're B, you go to
C.
C. If you're A, you go to B. All right. See, very rarely you jump 2 cup size. They're very rarely, because again, for them, they just want to feel a little bit more feminine. Not
better.
too much.
A bit better.
A little bit better.
Without going overboard.
Without going overboard.
So they want to do, but they don't want people to obviously know.
Yeah. Even they also don't want to be too obvious.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to just say, oh, it's the new soap I'm using.
Yeah, exactly.
Without saying I actually went for it.
And he told me the best part is when at the end of the day, when the breast implant is done, the happiest person right, is not the husband.
It's the wife.
It's the wife.
Yeah.
It's the
It's the person who got
that
it
has
done.
done the implant.
Yeah.
And then more often than not, the statement that they will make to the surgeon is, I wish I've done it earlier.
Huh. Again, it's not about the man. Did the plastic surgeon that you talked to, right? This is very interesting. Mentioned that the husband or the partner could actually tell the difference.
They say that after a year, they cannot tell the difference.
After you can't really tell.
After a year, cannot tell the difference. Because what happens is during the first year,
There's obvious change.
there is
lah.
obvious changes and it's a little bit hard. Right? But once the capsule has formed around the implant,
Then
natural
natural
tissues will form around the capsule, become soft, right? Then it's actually indistinguishable from a regular breast.
See, we are half advertising for you plastic surgeons out there. Anyway, hope you guys found this segment entertaining yet informative.
Yes.
Because again, for women who do want to consider, realize it's about you.
Yeah.
It's not about us guys. A, we don't care.
Yeah, we don't
B,
really
we
care.
can't really tell the difference. I mean, tactile. And C, if it makes you feel good, why not?
Correct.
And for guys, please don't discriminate. And for doctors, don't look down on women who want to get it done.
Yeah,
Because
have-
there's a lot
have an
of
open mind.
have an open mind, because there are a lot of innate psychology issues that actually would. It's not a simple thing to do.
It's not a simple thing.
If you've seen the tools, it's no joke. It's quite invasive.
Yeah.
So to get it done takes a lot of courage. And I think if that improves their well-being, so be it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Until then, like, share, comment. If you've done and you want to share with us your experience, let us know.
exactly.
Or if you're a guy and you actually asked your partner to do it, we also want to know.
Correct.
Why you
Why
want
do you
them?
ask?
Yeah, why do you want
why do you want your partner to get the procedure done?
procedure done? And truth be told, at the end of the day, my personal opinion, getting a breast implant done is safer than injections.
Yes, because even in my opinion, okay, I used to think the injections were safe. Then now looking back, I was actually totally wrong because breast implants have many years of research.
Yes.
And every implant actually has a serial number.
Yes.
It means that if there is something wrong with the serial, the removal of the implant and replacement implant is totally free.
And it's predictable. It's predictable because what you do is meant to be there. Anything else can be surgically fixed. Correct. So it's more predictable outcome. Not to say that the injectables are unsafe, but the predictability of this is much higher. But it takes a lot more courage. Okay, until then, we'll be back next week. Dr. Ali here, signing off on Two Docs.
And Dr. Inky, have a good weekend.